Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Sunday the 26th of February 2023. Today's Millwall news, we have this piece from the South London Press, or londonnewsonline.co.uk. Millwall match winner Zion Flemming back to be a Premier League footballer. Let's certainly hope that's with Millwall and maybe as soon as next season, eh? Gary Rowett was delighted to see Zion Flemming end his goal-scoring drought during Millwall's win at Stoke City on Saturday afternoon. Flemming scored the only goal of the game, his 11th of the season, as the Lions completed a league double over the Potters and consolidated 5th place in the Championship ahead of fixtures against Luton and Norwich next week. "He's been such a good player," said Rowett. "Games like this are hard, and when you're such a technical player like Zion, it can be frustrating when you don't have much on the ball. It was a little bit like me at half time, thinking we needed to get out more and we needed to show a bit more composure on the ball. But at the end, he was like, look, we took the 3 points, who cares how we do it? And we move on. On another day, that's a 0-0 draw and both teams are a bit frustrated. But because we scored the goal early, we had something to hold on to. We're very good when we have the ball between our teeth and when it comes to defending and keeping a clean sheet. We've not had many clean sheets away from home, but that was an important one today." The Lions boss and club record signing Flemming were locked in conversation as they both headed down the tunnel at half time during the victory over Alex Neil's side. Asked what the conversation was about, the Lions boss replied, "Mind your own business." No, he replied, "I was talking to him about the game and saying to him, if we need to change it, this is what we'll do." And then about 20 minutes into the second half, we did change it, so at least the players knew what we were going to change it for. Well, that certainly always helps, doesn't it? He's such an intelligent player, you can tell him, and he gets it. He can action those instructions really well on the pitch. He was frustrated because we felt a bit passive in the first half, but that was just as much down to Stoke moving the ball well, rotating and moving, but not quite having the edge in the final third. Before he joined the Lions, Rowett managed at Birmingham City, Derby County, and Stoke City, where he made some high-profile signings. It was asked if the signing of the Dutchman in the summer was his best regarding value for money as a manager. "Well, in terms of value for money, he would have to be right up there," he said. "Certainly at Millwall, I've made some not bad ones. People like Che Adams at Birmingham when I was there. He moved on for 16 million or 17 million pounds, so he did okay. Zion is a good player. He's a very good player. For the price we pay for him, it's a snip. He's shown he's got the character and he's got the physicality. And that bit of game-changing quality, you saw it today. I'm really pleased with him. He's a team player, and that's the best bit. He doesn't play like a selfish player, and it's really important in a club like ours." Should Mill carry on with the current trajectory, they would likely finish the season in the Championship's top 6, meaning they will get a shot at the league's end-of-season lottery, replacing the Premier League. Rowett reckons Flemming will find himself in England's elite division, regardless of whether the Lions make it there or not. "He's the sort of player I'd expect to see there. We're working very hard to see if we can get there with us. But either way, I think he's got the quality to get there," Rowett added. Yeah, indeed. Absolutely. Why not? But yeah, that's basically the only Mill's out-and-out Mill story that's been published today. We're going to get into the stats, but before we do, a little mention about Hummel and the kits. Now, some things have been happening behind the scenes. Maybe for Millwall, we don't know that yet, but we certainly know about 2 other clubs who are involved in the Hummel situation who came unstuck when the what were they called? Elite Sports? No, what were they called? Yeah, Elite Sports Group went bust. Who are the UK distributors for Hummel? So let's get into it. So here we go. We have this is from bcfc.co.uk. That's Bristol City Football Club's official club website. They have a new kit right now, immediately now. I think they played in it at the weekend. They have a new kit. It's going to be their kit for next season, but they brought it out now. Why? Because the Hummel deal fell through, so they've obviously decided to move on from that. But more on that later, because that wasn't the only option. There are other options. But it's a company called O'Neill's. So Bristol City are throwing it back to the late 80s with a new look O'Neill's home kit. Blah, blah, blah. Due to the supply chain issues caused by Elite Sports Group, Hummel's UK licensee, Going into the administration, the club have brought forward the release of the 23-24 home strip to ensure the club have sufficient stock levels available for the playing squad for the remainder of the current campaign. Supporters will be able to purchase new 23-24 home kit online and in the Bristol Sport store before the end of the season, and the club will notify supporters as soon as more details are confirmed. White shorts and red socks will complete the Robins' new home look, which will be accompanied by an O'Neill's warm-up tee and training top, also available to purchase before the end of the season. So, interesting stuff. So what about the away kit? What about the other kits? Now, I imagine maybe they've looked at the rest of the games going forward, and they've figured, well, we can wear our home kit in all of our games because of we're not playing any team that plays at home in red when they go away. I'm assuming. I don't know. There isn't. Shall I click on this FAQs? Maybe I should pull that up before. Okay, here we go. Yes. Will the new kits be worn in the 23-24 season? Yes. When will the players start wearing the kit? As soon as physically possible. The men's squad will walk out in the new home kit on Saturday, February the 25th against Hull. So yeah, they did wear it yesterday. When will the supporters be able to wear a kit? Will be launching an alternate shirt this season? Oh yes. So they haven't announced that yet, but there will be another one. That's in the coming weeks. So they've obviously figured, well, we don't need the away kit yet, but that's going to be coming out soon. So will Hummel training wear still be able to purchase? Hummel training wear will still be worn by the City squad during training throughout the week and will be available to purchase in the Bristol Sports Store while stocks last. Okay. So interesting that they've done that. But O'Neill's, I thought O'Neill's was a chain of Irish bars. Didn't know they did kits, but hey ho. So yeah, they've decided to move on from Hummel, and they've gone straight into it with a company called O'Neill's. Never really heard of them. I assume, given the basic design of it, that it's like an off the peg thing, kind of like Butter and thing. It's the kind of thing that you would see a Sunday side playing in. It hasn't been designed specifically for Bristol City, so I guess it's at short notice. But this is the kit for next season as well. What will that do now? You don't know, but maybe that's next season. They could have a third kit come out, and that might be a bit more designed. If they get a bit of time to do that. But so this is what Bristol City have done following the collapse of Hummel. Right now, we're moving on to another solution. Coventry City signed kit supply agreement with Hummel, and this is 2 days ago. So this isn't the old one. This is a new one. They re-signed with Hummel. So Bristol City said, "F you, we're off." Coventry City said, "Okay, we'll sign. Yeah, we'll do another deal." I guess because I mentioned before when the Hummel deal collapsed, I got a quote from Coventry City. They were absolutely ecstatic with the Hummel kits. They were the best selling kits they've ever had. And I don't know if you're a fan, if you've been around long enough, you know that Coventry City's brown kit. Yes, Coventry City had a brown kit, and I'm not talking like a brown. I'm talking like brown, like brown, not like light brown, chocolate coloured. No, dark brown. It looked awful. So for them to actually sell some decent kits was a bit of a revolution, and they kind of liked the kits that were going on there. Funny enough, if you look at their badge there, little South London connection, Elephant and Castle. Interesting. I wonder what that's about. So Coventry City are delighted to confirm that it's reached a new kit supply agreement with Hummel and its new UK license and rights holder Sports Pro. Yeah, there is a new company now taking them over. That's called Sports Pro. The 3-year deal will see the iconic Danish sportswear giant supply the Sky Blues playing kit and training kit. Coventry City and Hummel have been praised by football fans throughout the world. Their superb and unique kit design since 2019, including the 4 popular home shirts, the iconic 2-tone third kits, a City of Culture shirt, and this season's kits celebrating the anniversary of the city's cathedral. Like I said, they love the shirts that Hummel do. So they're probably saying, well, it's not Hummel's fault, it's this other company's fault. So let's re-sign with Hummel. The partnership will see Hummel continue to work alongside Coventry City to produce bespoke kits each season, as well as a range of training wear, all of which will be available to buy from the club shop and online store. Sports Pro have managed to headhunt several key staff from Elite Group UK, our previous retail partner, including Rob Revel, the kit designer who Coventry City's internal kit team has worked closely with over the past 4 seasons. Coventry City head of commercial said some stuff that I can't be bothered to read. This is a kit supply agreement only. The operation of the club shop and online store will now be brought in-house. The new head of retail appointed in due course. So it's just to supply the kits. It's not the whole whack which Elite Sports were doing. Maybe that's the thing that messed them up. Was trying to do but all things at once, doing the retail as well. Maybe that was a step too far. They should have just imported and sold and distributed the kits. So the geezer at Sports Pro said some stuff. I don't really care about that. But weirdly, we have a quote from Hummel CEO, which is weird because when the whole thing happened with Elite Sports collapsing, Hummel didn't say a dicky bird. They didn't say anything about anything. Not one word. Which was kind of weird. You would think that they would make a statement. But no. Nothing. So yeah, he's talking about some stuff. So yeah, that's from ccfc.co.uk, Coventry City's club website. Now, as I've just said about Hummel, so Hummel's press page. Nothing going on here. Talking about safety in Pakistan for their workers. The deals that they signed with Real Betis and Santander, Hafnia, Lucas Podolski. Nothing about, and they're talking about another partnership here with Astralis. Nothing about the whole of the UK market collapsing, which is kind of weird. But even weirder, so they've got a page here where they say sponsorships football, where they show most of the teams whose kits they supply. So you go down and you see, well, let's have a look. Bristol City are still there, even though they've been dropped. Obviously, that's just been announced. So you've got Coventry City there. You've got a Danish team. You've got Everton. You've got FC Köln, Malaga, Millwall. You know, there's something wrong with that image there. That is not Millwall. That is Coventry City. They can't even be bothered to put up a picture of Millwall on the bit where it says Millwall. Now, what's that about? They've used the photo agency to get this, so not only that, it doesn't even show the shirts off properly. It's their backs. Like, what is this? This is just crazy. But yeah, it says photo from Margot, Pro Sports Images, John Mallett. So they've gone to an agency, said, "Oh, can we have a picture of Millwall FC?" And they got given. Is it a joke from them? Do they not know what Millwall? Maybe they don't know what Millwall. Maybe they don't. But hello. So maybe you should change that picture. Maybe email Millwall directly and ask them for a picture from their photographer. That might be an idea. Now, why am I bringing all this up? Well, if there's things going on behind the scenes between these other clubs, that would suggest that something might be happening with Millwall. Not only that, but do you remember this? So the Lions store closed on the 9th of February for a stock take for one day. Kind of weird. They never normally do this mid-season. The only time they do this before the start of the season, and it generally means that the new kits are coming in soon. Are we getting more kits coming in soon? Are we getting more kits from Hummel? are we getting more kits from a new company? Are we going to have a new kit this season? Are we? And I'm going to. The Mills kits this season are, mwah, they're brilliant. They're mustard. Absolutely fantastic. The red and black one, brilliant. If you can see with the Bristol City kit, that if we go down that route, it's probably going to be off the peg, and we're going to be playing in the shit kit for the rest of the season, unless we go for a stopgap till the end of the season. Now, obviously, we're in the playoffs. There is a possibility. It isn't a real possibility, so I'm going to discuss it. That we get into the playoffs and we get to the playoff final, and we have the name of a company who kind of screwed us over on our shirts, and we give them millions of pounds worth of publicity when we signed a deal with them and the deal fell through. So why are we playing kit now? We could see a situation where we play in the same kits, but we just cover up the Hummel logo. But then you've got the chevrons as well, which kind of gives it away. But at least you won't have the Hummel logo on display. Maybe we cover that up with another Millwall badge of some kind. Maybe we cover that with a charity badge of some kind. That kind of thing. Maybe we wear a plain non-branded kit for the rest of the season, which will be a bit weird. Maybe just a plain white shirt, something like that, with the Millwall badge on it, and obviously the sponsors, Husky and Mason Scaffolding. Maybe that's a possibility just until the end of the season. But who knows? Who knows what's going on? So the Lions store was closed for a stock take a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Also, they cut the price of the Hummel gear to 50%. It was half price, which suggests they wanted to get rid of it very, very quickly. And this story is from the 4th of January. So, 4th of January, they put the Hummel price on half price, 50% off. A month later, they do a stock take. If you go on the Lions store website now, and you go on replica kits, this is all that is left. And this is just on the website. Maybe there's some stuff still available in the shop, but all you've got is adult shorts. And I think you've got some 2 junior goalkeeping shorts, pink and that pink, fuchsia, I don't know what it's called, and green. The rest are adult shorts. So, are we getting a new kit sooner rather than later? Or what? What's happening? Will anything happen? As we just seen, I just showed you Bristol City have moved on. Coventry have signed back up. So if we sign back up with Hummel, you would imagine that we can get more kits of the things that we've got. How much? I know there's some people who still want to buy some, but if the club buys them in, what's the price going to be? Will they go back on full price? It's kind of stupid because they're offering stuff at half price. Maybe they can get Hummel to say, maybe they can bring it in and still sell it at half price. I don't know what's happening. But because all of this stuff that they got here, and they bought from the administrators, and they just sold it. They started selling it, and then they've just decided to sell it half price. So maybe they are moving on from Hummel, which would be a shame because they're some of the best kits that we've had for quite a while. Some very good kits. But hey ho, that's how it goes, and just wanted to show you about that. So obviously Steve Kavanagh made a statement the other day that nothing about the kits is mentioned in this, so I guess it's one to look out for. I mean, you can see the kits there, the blue one, which is good. It's got the what would you call it, embossed line image. Very good kit. Fans are loving that one. The yellow one I wasn't too sure about when I saw it initially, but yeah, it looks pretty decent actually. Especially when the players wear it. And that red and black one is just it's very good. I like that. That's probably I would say it's my favourite, but I think the blue one with the line in the pattern is probably better than that, kind of. So yeah, but these kits could all go away for basically off the peg one, which would be a shame. But hey ho, that's how it goes. So there you go. Just sharing that with you. Now we're going to move on to stats from yesterday's game against Stoke City. Here you go. Not surprisingly, the XG was down in the dirt. The XG for Stoke was 0.53, which is kind of incredible considering the amount of shots that they had. But obviously the shots weren't on target, and that doesn't count. And the XG for Millwall was 0.37. So a bit of magic from Flemming made a goal out of nothing, and that gave us that victory there. Otherwise, we could have ended up with another 0-0 away at Stoke, which would have been an insane record that carries on. You can see the match stats, the match events. Flemming scored in the 9th minute, and we defended for the rest of the game. Two subs for them on 69, and we responded on 76, and then we made more subs at the end of the game, and a yellow card for McNamara. So moving on to the shot map, which is the main event of infogoal.net, which is this website that we're looking at now. Here you are. Here are Stoke. Shooting mostly from outside the area. I don't know why they thought that would work. Maybe did they get some information that George Long can't handle shots? Maybe that's the thing. Kind of reminds me the Norwich game, the Norwich away game, where they just in the first half they were just shooting for fun from outside the area. I think the manager had a word with them at half time, and then second half they come out and they actually only shot 3 more times in the second half, but two of them were goals. Because he said, "Get inside the area and shoot, dummies! Don't shoot from outside. You're wasting your time." Especially when you've got I think Stoke a bit more direct, but when you've got these teams that play out from the back and they tippy tap it and they tap the right pass their way up, it takes time to get forward. If you just waste that opportunity by shooting from miles away, it's kind of, then they've got to start again, passing it around the back, going forward again. You really are wasting your time doing that. But hey ho, there you go. Now here's Millwall. We actually had a lot more shots than we kind of recall, but hey ho. Yeah, most of ours were inside the area. Fairness rating, was that a fair result? 64.44 out of 100. So basically they're saying no, that probably should have been a 0-0 draw. Now, so these are from the whole game. We switch it to look for the first half. So the 3 shots that they had inside the area were actually all in the first half. And we did get a bit lucky with some of those. Here's Millwall shots in the first half. And I imagine when we switch to the second half, it's going to be wow. We didn't even let them have a shot inside the area in the second half. It's a fantastic job defending there. And if we scroll down, did Millwall even have a shot? Okay, we had 2 shots in the second half, and Vogelsammer. But that was it. That's all that we needed to do. So let's move on now to infogoal.net, and if you look on the right hand side, you can already see top performers, all Millwall players, 3 of them defenders, of course. The defending was brilliant. The most shots from Millwall actually came from Cresswell. 6 shots from Selina. Kalina. Yeah. But the most tackles, George Honeyman. If we move back into the middle, Millwall stole the ball often from the opposition, with effectively creating goal scoring opportunities from counter-attacks, lost possession often. Millwall favoured long shots, attacked on the left side, attacked through the middle, and favoured long balls. Okay. So attempts for Stoke 15, for Millwall 7. 12 to 1 open play, 3 to 5 set piece, 0 to 1 counter attack. and that gives us 1 goal from 7 attempts is 14%, which is pretty good, So if we scroll down, and you can see Millwall mostly going down the left-hand side, half of the time we're going down there. Shot directions, mostly through the middle. Shot zones, action zones, and player positions. Very deep for Millwall, almost 2 rows of 4, except for Honeyman, who's a bit further forward. And you can see at Stoke, look at that, the 2 centre backs and the two full backs are miles apart. And the goalkeeper's farther out as well. Yeah, heavy defending for Millwall. And more on that in a minute as I'll show you the split. The split is quite hilarious. That we basically played a decent game of football for 9 minutes, and then we just defended for our lives for which I'll show you. I'll show you when I get you. We'll show you when we show you. But yeah, there you go. Now here we are. So if we go down, if you look at the club badges by the top left and top right, Stoke player rating average is 6.40 for Millwall at 6.95. So it's certainly better for us, and that's because our defenders have got a higher rating than our midfielders, and their forwards got low ratings because they didn't really do what they needed to do, did they? And I don't think their keeper got a low rating as well. I think is it the lowest on the pitch? 6.0. Yeah, I think that's because we had like 2 shots on target and 1 win in. So I think that's why he's got a low rating there. So the man of the match, according to this, is Cresswell, which, yeah, I think it's probably a toss-up between Cresswell and Honeyman. Not to be a bit harsh on Flemming, but Flemming just scored the goal in a moment of brilliance. Cresswell, McNamara, Cooper, Wallace, Honeyman, Saville, they were just defending for the rest of the 90 minutes. So they had a lot more to do, and they did it very well. So let's get through it. Let's have a little look at what we're looking at. So obviously total shots 15-7. That's how it was distributed there. Flemming with 2 and Cresswell with 2. Possession wise, obviously barely in possession for us, and most of it was with Murray Wallace, 3.5% of the match. Oh no, George Long 3.9, which is unusual. That's very unusual. Pass success percentage, again, another game where it's low. This is kind of worrying. It was worrying in the game before, but I think you know what that's for. I'll get into this in a minute. Because obviously at the end we just get it out. So you just pump it long, and it doesn't get to anyone apart from the Stoke player. So that messes up your pass success percentage. So that would be behind that, and you can see the players who were getting out: Cresswell, Cooper, Wallace. Their pass success percentage is down in the gutter, 34, 41, 46. So they're not having the luxury of playing sideways balls. They're just pumping it long to get it out of the area. They don't want it anywhere near Millwall's penalty box. And you can see Hutch when he came on got 75. But I'm sure that's probably off a very small amount of passes. Dribbles 5-4. Aerials 139-35. Wilmot with 11. Bradshaw with 7. Wallace with 7. Cooper with 6. Vogelsammer with 5. And Vogelsammer with the assist. I know Saville's getting a lot of praise, and I think people misdiagnosed that Saville did the tackle and he passed it to Flemming. No, Saville did the tackle and he passed it forward to Vogelsammer, and Vogelsammer passed it into Flemming. I don't know how you can really give that as an assist, because literally Flemming took about another 6 touches and drove towards the goal. So I don't know how much of an assist that was from Vogelsammer. More of just a bog standard pass, but hey ho. So tackles obviously 8-18 Obviously, Stoke don't have a lot to tackle against because Millwall were just defending. But Millwall, everyone with a tackle except for Cooper and Long, and Honeyman with 5 there. Bristol with 3. Corners 9-4. These are the people who won the corner league. Dispossessed 9-4. That's having the ball taken of you. So there you go. Now, this is what I wanted to show you. Right, so it's a game of two, not two. Normally you say it's a game of 2 halves. This is a game of 1/10 and 9/10. And I'll show you thusly. So, I think this is how you do it. This is the first 10 minutes of the game. These are the values if you look here. So we had 4 shots, they had 0. We won 5. We had 2 corners, they had 0. You see that? So that's in the first, up to getting the goal. That's what happened. We were on the front foot. We did a lot better than them. Our pass success was 7-1. So just quickly memorize all that, or I guess you could go back and look. So we set that back to the end. Now we drag this forward and go past the goal. We only have 3 more shots in the rest of the game. We only have 2 more corners. So we have the same amount of corners in the first 10 minutes as we do in the rest of the game. Our pass success percentage for the rest of the game is 44. It was 71 before we scored. It's 44 for the rest of the game after we scored. So yeah, it's not a game of 2 halves. It's a game of 1/10, 9/10. It was literally, we played well until we scored going forward, and then it was just, which is a dangerous thing to do. Don't know if that was the plan, but we tried to do that before under Neil Harris, and it never worked. It literally never worked. We would get the early goal and we'd just sit back, and it would be so painful to watch. And this would happen at the Den as well as away from home, but so painful to watch. And of course, what would happen is we ended up conceding, and then the attacking subs would come on, and you'll try and change it, and we'll go after the game. And then sometimes we get hit on the counter again, because we're going for it, whereas before. But this worked. This way of playing, it worked, which is kind of crazy, but yeah. There you go. Now, we're going to finish up with this. We're going to look at the list of stats. So let's have a little look. It's obviously Stoke shooting boots are on. Was it 17 or so? 15, wasn't it? It was 15. So they had 15 shots between 6 different players. They had 3 shots on target. They only had 3 shots on target. Where's Selena from? He's from, what flag is that? Bosnia. So yeah, not the best, not the best. Now let's look at Millwall. Millwall shots and Millwall shots on target. So Millwall had, what was it, 7? Yeah. So Millwall had 7, and we had 1 shot on target. Oh man. So 1 shot on target. That's the shot that goes in. That's the shot that wins the game. That's the goal that wins the game. Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. Damn. So here we go. Wow, literally more or less the whole team with 7 or more. You got Charlie Cresswell 7.84, quite a big drop to Flemming with 7.46, Danny Mack with 7.41, and Bogle and Murray Wallace on the same. And who you got? The only 2 players you've got who are under 7 of the starting 11 are Tom Bradshaw and Jamie Shackleton. In terms of, well, he only had 75 minutes on the pitch. So, and of course, all of the subs are at the bottom, so they didn't really have enough to do in the game to to get their scores up, but we'll see what they've done. So like George Evans touched the ball, one touch. Malone had 2 touches. So yeah, let's see who had the most touches. Danny Mack, Mario Wallace, yeah, the 2 outs, the 2 out balls, the 2 fullbacks with the out balls. What are we doing? Offense. Oh, great, yeah. Let me just refresh it, see if this works. If not, that will be annoying, but hey. Yeah, there you go, cool. So I imagine, did we get any offsides today? That's been an issue recently, only one, Tom Bradshaw. In terms of defense, tackles, Honeyman, Cresswell, Danny Mack's stats look good. 2 tackles, 4 interceptions, 3 clearances, 0 block shots. So obviously you got all these shots, only 3 of them were target. So how many were blocked? Wow, that is a lot of block shots. Just players really jumping in front of the ball, blocking those shots. What was it? They had 15 shots, 3 on target, so that leaves, what does that leave? 12. And what you got there? 2, 4, 6, 7. So 7 of those were blocked. Damn, that's fantastic stuff, man. Well, hopefully they don't get injured for that, but we'll see. Who had the most interceptions? Danny Mack. Cool. Clearances? Jay Cooper. So he didn't have any tackles or interceptions, but clearances. So I imagine that includes headed stuff. So headed clearances, Jake Cooper. Fantastic. I mean, Rich, pretty much the whole team. Look how long this list goes down. This was what messed up the pass accuracy, because they're just clearing the ball out. Boom, 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 boom. Look how many clearances there are. It's insane. This is an insane amount. What have we? Shall I add it all up? What have we got there? Do you have time for that? What have we got there? 3, 6, 10, 19 plus 13 is 32. 32. Add another 5. That's 37, 38. And that doesn't include the subs. Oh my god, it goes all the way down. So it's 40. We cleared the ball 40 times. 40 times in that game. That works out near 1 every 2 minutes. Well, roughly, you know what I mean. Damn, that is, I've never seen it that long. That is insane. Insane list. And the numbers are high. 40 clearances in that game. 40 clearances. Damn, man, that is insane. Block shots. Yeah, we've done that one already. So passing wise, let's see how bad it was. We had the most passes. That's quite low. Damn, again, the goalkeeper had the most passes. I think that was the same in, what game did I look at? It was the Burnley game. That was like that as well. Damn. We are finding ways to win that are not pretty. Most passes from George Long, 33, 39.4 accuracy. 32 of them were long balls, so only 1 short pass, and 12 of those long balls were accurate. Then you got Mario Wallace at 29, Cresswell 24, McNamara 22. In terms of the standout passer of the day, that would be Danny Mack, 22, 72.7 pass accuracy. Maybe that's behind the rumours of Premier League teams looking at him now. Hearing things about Arsenal looking at Danny McNamara, which would be insane, but hey ho. Good luck to him if that happens. So crosses and accurate crosses. Saville 5 and 3, but then Danny Mac 2 and 0. So I guess all of these passes accurate or short ones. So we only had 8 crosses all game. So I imagine some of them would be set pieces, would they not? Long balls and accurate long balls. Yeah, look, they're not accurate at all. They're just clearing it out. You can see Mario Wallace at 12 and 2, Cresswell 11 and 3, 5 and 1 from Danny Mac, 5 and 2 from Cooper, 4 and 0 from Shackleton. Just not really accurate. They're just clearing it out. So yeah, there you go. Some interesting stats there. 40 clearances from Millwall, and they got as many. I showed you the split, but you could see, go back and see. We were playing all right for the first 10 minutes, and we scored that goal, and then we just weirdly tried to defend for 80 minutes, and it worked. It was, but don't know how that's is that a strategy that we should be employing all the time? Probably not. I don't think so. I certainly hope we don't do that against Luton. Because a better team would have done something in that game. They would have scored against us almost certainly. Maybe against the crap teams you could do that. The ones who are struggling up front, and we got a fair few of them to come. And if we got actual pace up front, maybe we can hit them on the break with Burke or someone. But yeah, I don't think this is a thing that we should really be doing against the stronger teams in the league. But it worked against Stoke, so brilliant stuff. And on that note, thank you for watching, and